free. If you want to see an additional 5-minute preview of this next Ultra Vegito episode for free, just sign up to my manga newsletter, mangaletter.com, using the links in the description or pinned comment, and simply enter an active email and your name, and it will be with you instantly after for free. So make sure to check your spam, junk, or other folder if you don't see it. This is a treat for every one of you who cannot afford the Patreon, so enjoy. What? Stunning, the third of the 5 strongest is now almost about to be swept up by an ocean of flowing demonic blood. All his previous fears and thoughts of the once feared emperors would be dashed away by the horrifically brutal scene in front of him. While all the while, the Godkiller would just move forwards towards the doors yelling, "Hurry up, will you? Look who's wasting time now!" Vegito! But still speechless and petrified, Yamoshi's face, almost turning blue, would reflect, "What's happening right now? Absorbing Crimra or not, in base, he just did this? What is happening to Vegito's power level? Maybe he really could take down Lucif." Before quickly regaining some composure, as his maturity would then show, leading him to scream out, "Wait! What about this corpse? You need to absorb him too, before you go on and do anything else." But just closing his eyes in a dismissive stance, Vegito would simply reply, "You really think, after witnessing what you just saw, that I'd really need something like that? I wouldn't dare soul my body with such a weakling." And with that, Vegito would leave, with just a giant darkness ahead of him, and not a hint of willingness to hear anything more from Yamoshi. As just before disappearing into the black void, he would say finally, "And don't even think about giving me a lecture. I defied all odds once, and I'll do it again." Before then ultimately leaving. While Yamoshi, who on the outside would remain silent, almost out of fear, would then just continue to stare down at the grim sight in front of him as he would introspect, "No lectures, just another descent into madness, following your own mind. Vegito, I've been here before. I saw it all before within you. The overconfidence, the arrogance. This is just the beginning of you no longer being Vegito again and falling for Lucif's plans once more. And I have to stop it this time. I must." And in a curious move, the third would then move his arm and take aim at the demonic corpse on the ground, his fingers pointed into almost a gun pose as he would continue, "Just because you say you have no use for power like this doesn't mean I'll just sit by and let you waste it. You'll thank me for this one day, kid." As suddenly unleashing a candy beam from his boo-made body, which retains all of Vegito's own abilities, a pink electrical beam would shoot out and coat the deceased emperor's remains, ultimately condensing the entire mass, blood and all into a singular chocolate bar in nostalgic fashion, before the white-gloved hand of the ancient Saiyan would then bend down to grab it. His mouth seen ajar as he would lift the bar up to his mouth and with a harsh crunch, Yoshi would take things into his own hands, swallowing and storing the demon's energy for the sake of Vegito, as ironically, from within the darkness, the God Killer's voice would be heard yelling, Yoshi! Hurry up! This is the last time I'm going to tell you! Coming, Vegito! But as Yoshi would respond, shockingly, the face that would smirk and say something would not seem entirely the Yoshi we all knew. His eyes now blood red. Once again, even when the god would try to do good, he may have unintentionally made things far worse. But already on the offense and prepared, Goku would then quickly raise his arms into fighting stance and call out into the vast jungle. I can sense your energy. You're definitely a demon emperor. Come on out. We can skip the games. And just as Goku would say this, a booted foot would then leave a high tree branch. And unbelievably, this humanoid hand would not only be grabbing onto a strange horned creature, but his finger would possess a certain ring. Hey, wait! What are you? But as the figure would approach, something else would be wrong. As detecting his movements, Goku would be on guard until... what the? As slamming onto the ground would seemingly be the horned creature in the figure's hands. As when peering down, Goku would soon realize... wait a second. This is a demon! An emperor, or at least a king! What's going on here? And if you want more, the next video is already up live on my Patreon right now for over 4,500 plus incredible patrons who are getting early access episodes for life, as well as actively seeing hidden Ultra Vegito content. And if you want that too, head to my Patreon to see the full next video and see just what insane turn of events happens next in yet another very long episode. So join now and talk to me. Links are in the description and pinned comment.